It's another beautiful Wednesday night. Yes. Welcome to Drone Brews. Bless that sound. I see the emojis are flying. Wow, that's a good one. Tonight's beer. I don't know. Where's my little thing? That's it. There it is. Tonight's brew of choice is Tropicana. Not to be confused with Tropicana. Not to be confused with that. No. This is delicious. I've got producer Paul back with me.
What's up, everybody?
Paul.
Hey.
Hello, Paulith.
What's my brew of choice? Oh, wait. Sorry.
We're both drinking some sort of orange juice type of deal.
Orange juice and whipped vodka. Pretty much my creamsicle concoction. Yummy.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you're lagging a little bit. Drink a little more while you try to while everything sort of buffers. Are you doing the same thing? Are you in 4K again?
I shouldn't be. Am I?
I don't know. All right, we'll figure it out. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope everybody is doing really, really well. We have got a great show tonight. We're lagging. You're lagging. I'm lagging. We're lagging. It's fuzzy, huh? I don't know. It looks good on my end. Maybe it's because is it pulling? I don't know what's going on here. They say it's lagging, Paul. No, shit. All right. We'll see is that better? Is that better? I don't know if that's better. It's not me.
It's not me.
Paul, it's always you, Paul.
I'm fired. Dang it. No, I'm still on 30. I didn't touch anything from last week.
I'm Wednesday. Sure you know what it is. It's gonna buffer out. It's just a blemish. You know what it is? StreamYards takes a little bit of time to buffer things out. Hey, it's gonna figure it out. Let's go ahead and greet the chat. The only way we know how with emojis, because we have so many emojis, new emojis. I'm gonna explain this emoji. So we've got we got the wrench gang. We got
tons of wrenches.
We got the new Dobo emoji. And then, of course, we've got this one. What is that? What is that, Paul? What is that? What is that? It's like a no, and it's a DW. What is that, Paul?
A name we don't speak of around here.
We don't speak of that. It's like Voldemort. We don't speak of that. All righty. Hope everybody's doing really well. We've got an awesome guest tonight. I'm going to do the best I can to not fangirl, because everybody has a YouTube hero, and I sort of feel like Sidney is one of those like sort of people that I look up to. I told you guys that we wanted to bring more people on the show that don't necessarily just do drones, but sort of well-rounded. And I don't think there is anybody more well-rounded than him, and probably more underrated. Wouldn't you say so, Paul?
Very. I was actually surprised he just finally hit 100,000 subscribers. I thought he was going to hit it a long time ago, but I agree. He's definitely my number one as far as creator, mainstream, big popular creator out there. He's definitely my number one that I've looked up to. That when I started my channel, I was like, "Oh, dude, this guy is different. Inspired me."
I agree. It's sort of cool because sometimes you'll watch somebody grow, and it's like, man, you sort of get excited for them. It's like you feel like you're part of the journey sometimes. So I'm excited to have him on the show. I think he's here. We're gonna bring him in. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring him in, Mr. Sidney Diongzon. I screwed that up so bad.
You Sidney, totally screwed it up. But that's okay because I'm eating some Starburst, so we're all good, man.
He's always got his snacks.
What's up with that, man?
You can't do a podcast or a video without snacks. It's just a thing. You know?
You're right. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I know you are always on the go, dude. Every time I see it, it's like you're always doing something. Well, not traveling now, but you're always on the go.
I love it. I love creating. I just love just whatever is out there for me to capture, just do or to learn. Like I just need to do it, And so Starburst.
No more cereal.
Oh yeah, that's tomorrow.
Gotta have cereal.
What's your favorite Starburst color?
Oh, pink. Pink Starburst is like my absolute fave. Fun fact: my favorite flavor at Jamba Juice is a secret smoothie called Pink Starburst.
Really?
So if you go to a Jamba Juice, you get a Pink Starburst. That's off the secret menu. It's so good.
Cool.
I have to remember that. I gotta find a Jamba Juice first. They're really scarce now.
I don't know.
They're really scarce. So Sidney, I know like for my channel specifically, we do a lot of drone tech, but I know you are very like well-rounded as far as a film creator goes. Maybe just give the audience, because there's probably a lot of people, even though YouTube's a sort of big, small place, give them a little rundown of what you do as far as your channel goes.
I'm sorry.
Well, wait, of course, I tell them to do this when.
This is why you don't chew on Starburst on a live stream.
It's all good.
So I'm Sidney Diongzon. I am a filmmaker and photographer on YouTube, and on my channel, I just do behind the scene vlogs, tutorials, camera gear reviews, and just kind of documenting my life as I'm trying to figure like this whole thing out. And so, so that's what my channel is about. I try to have fun with it, try not to take myself too seriously, and just invite everyone just to be a part of the journey.
And that's one of the things that I think you've done really well is make it to where like people actually sort of get captivated by the story. And you are an incredible storyteller, which is really hard to do. It's really hard to do. And I mean, I've tried and I've failed because it's like you get so involved in the process and you just, I don't know, you get sort of lost in the sauce. But I've watched you from like, gosh, back when you had like, I don't know, I think 30,000 subscribers or something like that. And I sort of stumbled across you because you do some pretty in-depth Premiere Pro edits. And it's hard to find somebody that doesn't edit Final Cut Pro. Yeah. Right, Paul, Mr. Final Cut Pro. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to find a Premiere Pro editor lately. And it's like hard to find somebody that like shoots the same color profiles and things. And I know you shoot HLG. So that's what sort of gravitated me towards your channels. Like I needed help with something. I'm like, oh, he's got it. And it's like, I kept coming back. I'm like, all right, now you got to hit subscribe after, the fourth or fifth time you're here. And,
oh, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. So, well, that's the beauty of YouTube. Like there's something for everybody. Right? Whether you're a Premiere Pro user, a Final Cut user, you shoot Canon, Sony, Fuji, whatever, like there's something for everybody. And that's what I love about this space. Like you get to learn new things and just kind of connect with people with like minds,
Yeah. And I think that's one of the cool things it does. It sort of, congregates everything, into one place, like I try to tell everybody here on the channel is, drones is just one portion of creation, but I know you specifically, you're heavy, like within cameras, but you've had some experience with drones. I know what happened at camera camp.
Oh man, I was thinking about that today.
Let's just show them what happened at camera camp. All right.
You have the clip?
Of course I have the clip. We come ready to go.
Paul comes prepared. Producer Paul comes prepared.
I mean, I watch every single video from Sidney Diongzon, so I can tell everybody here what happens, but we're just going to show you this clip right here.
That is funny.
Are you ready to go? Is it
I'm ready, man.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
I look so stupid.
Oh, it's sad because I know what's going to happen.
Oh, I already miss it, man.
It's a good drone.
Oh, it had a good run, but like that last flight.
It's such a great shot, man.
That shot is beautiful.
Like the road curving around, like look at those lines.
Who would have thought the car could get in there at that moment? I mean,
nailed
that was
it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm like, sweet. I can't wait to bring this bird home. Okay, so you see how clear and still that lake was?
Yeah.
It is so hard to figure out where what, right? Like it's a beautiful lake, glass clear waters, and I wanted to tilt down to see the ripples so I can kind of guess where the low point I would be. Then I'm like, you know what? I think I can go lower. And so that was my fault.
Oh,
yep, no. There it is.
So how did you get that back, though?
River. I didn't. The people, the tour guys, they're like, hey, listen, we can get a canoe. We could try to fish it out. And I'm like, dude, it's going to take you hours. That's okay.
I know that pain. It's like you set up that awesome shot and it's just all for naught.
Fine. The great thing is about that is that the shot was already transferred to my phone. Like it was 720p, but at least I got the shot,
Yeah, no, it looked really good. That's why I was like, wait a second, I thought you recovered it.
No,
that's a bummer. Did you replace it?
No. Although I wanted to get another Mavic Air, or I guess the new Mavic Air 2, but I'm kind of leaning on just building my own drone. And so I'm kind of like watching I'm kind of watching like some tutorials on how to build it, but I think I might be going in that direction.
I see a lot of content creators go in there. I know Chris has built quite a few from Becky and Chris. And I think that's sort of what inspired me too to move towards like that cine whoop, because you just get such like super creative shots, things that you can sort of immersify your audience with it. And I think it's like sort of something we don't really see too often anymore. It looks good. I'm definitely a fan of that.
And it kind of brings me back to like when I first started filmmaking, just kind of figuring out like, whoa, what is this new gear? Like, what's a drone? What's a gimbal? What is this? And so this is like a new challenge that like I'm so excited to try out. And like Chris is helping me. Sawyer Hartman's kind of showing me the ropes and stuff like that. And so I'm like trying to learn as much as I can, and then kind of documenting the process of like building my own drone one day. Like it's going to be an expensive hobby. Like they're telling me it's going to be expensive. It's not like, the features from like the DJI products that'll, return to home and stuff like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I think anything worth doing in that regard is worth doing right. And I think it's like one of those things that you just got to put the time in to just understand what you're going to do, because it's like you said, it's really super expensive to do something like this. And then if you don't do it right, you just waste a lot of money. Like I watched Sawyer Hartman's videos on that, and like he burned the air unit up like the first day. So like it's like sort of like I like watching like people that document, not only the success but also the failures. And that's sort of what I also like about watching with your channel, is because you sort of let it all hang out there. It's sort of like, I think of like people that play poker. People like only want to talk about when they win, but it's also cool to see when people lose with things, because it helps you. I think you learn the most from failures.
Totally. And I think that's one of the things why I love YouTube, because I'm not just making a tutorial or a product review or whatever. Like this is for me too. You know what I mean? Like I'm documenting things because I want to look back at it years from now. Like looking at that footage that you just played back, like that was so much fun for me to watch. I'm like, oh yes, I remember that. Like I do it for that. And for my kids, like to see that and stuff like that. Like sometimes we play like some of our the film journals I used to film, just because, they're like the old VHS tapes that we grew up with, our families used to tape like the family parties and whatever. And so this is like my version of that. But, I kind of blend the two together of like just, doing the whole product review, tutorials, vlogging, yada, yada. But also every now and then I kind of want to just document my life, because it's my life.
So you're
so I think
doing
that's
this full time now, right?
Yeah, full time, finally. Crazy, right?
You made the transition, about like last year, right?
I made the transition right when the pandemic hit. Perfect timing.
Oh my gosh!
And
how nervous were you?
You had that plan. You had that plan for a while, because you told me you were doing that at Camera Camp, and that was way before. That was about 6 months before.
The plan was to go full time like around that time, and so I already put the plans into motion. I let my employers know. I had no idea the pandemic was going to hit. And I was a little bit scared, because I'm like, okay, what is that going to mean for my YouTube channel? Like, is that going to be a good thing, a bad thing? Like, I don't know. But fortunately, it didn't do anything at all. Like I kind of grew a lot more because of that, and hits 100,000 around that time. So fortunately, I wasn't affected by the pandemic.
I think that's a fortunate thing for a lot of us that create online content. I notice a boost, like a sort of, I wouldn't say a boost, but you notice like more interaction, because people are home, they're bored. What do you do? You can't hang out with your friends. You can't go places. Certainly can't travel like we used to. I mean, I can't remember the last time I got to travel or go on a plane. It's crazy. So I think they turn to YouTube because you can sort of bring the adventure to them. And
absolutely.
Locally. And I think it also, I've been watching you specifically recently, and sort of like, it's sort of cool, because it's like, all right, because you got to really dig deep now, because we can't travel. So making interesting content isn't quite as easy as it used to be. So you got to sort of like really, really dig thick. I noticed that you're doing this thing where you have these quick tips.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love it.
I'm digging it, man. Because I used to remember when, like back when Peter used to do that on his channel, and I was like, all right, this is cool. And it was useful. And then he just stopped doing it. I'm like, crap. Well, where am I going to get my fix on Tuesdays? And what the hell? And then like I saw you doing it. I'm like, all right, this is cool, because this is useful, because it's always like something you need, but you don't realize you need it until you're like, oh shit. Like I had no idea Premiere Pro was screwing up my footage until I watched the quick tips. So it's like those little nuggets of information that are really, really useful. But I want to know, where the hell do you find the time?
Well, okay. Well, for the record, I started Quick Tips long before Peter did his, what is it, 2-Minute Tuesdays?
True, you did.
I started long before, so I originated Quick Tips.
When you brought that up, I was like, "Wow, he's
I know.
He's going there again, and he's getting the Peter McKinnon
video. I totally remember the video he did on that he's not Peter. I remember that. Which
that was
really
a fun
good.
video. That was really funny.
But I mean, but that happens. We all get like everybody's like, oh, you're like so and so. It's. I guess it's just par for the course with everything we do.
Yeah, but with Quick Tips, when I first started it, because I was still working a full-time job, and I was producing content, but I wanted to produce like 2 videos a week, whatever. So I'm like, I need to do something quick. Like, what can I do that's valuable too? So I came up with Quick Tips, just like straight to the point facts, tips, tutorials, whatever, of just anything that I can think of, because I had to do them on my lunch break, or I had to do them like if I on the way home, like, oh, maybe I'll stop by a gas station, I'll do a quick tutorial or whatever. And so that's why I started Quick Tips, just something quick that I can do and teach people that even if it's just basic tips, just to teach something. And so like for me, I love filming these things because I just go straight to it. There's really not much to film with it. You just kind of go straight to the point. You might have to film some B-roll, but like Friday's Quick Tips preview, it's just going to be about how to balance a gimbal. A lot of people know how to do it, but also a lot of people don't know how to do it. So I'm going to show you how to do it in 90 seconds. And so it's one of those things where like sometimes you want to learn a certain thing and you watch a video and it's like, wow, this video is kind of dragging. Like, where's the tutorial part?
Yeah.
Right. And I do like the videos that kind of, slowly bring it in, kind of show a little bit of the vlog first, whatever. But sometimes I just want to go straight to the point. And so that's why I decided to bring it back. And I don't know, I've been loving it. It's like been my favorite thing to film lately. It's just so much fun to film.
Yeah. And like, how do you find this time? Because like, I feel like every other day you release some form of content that's, and it's well put together. That's the thing. It's like, it's edited. Do you have an editor or no?
No, not anymore.
So you're a one-man band.
One-man band. So the trick to that is to batch film. And so say that I'm filming a product review of, I don't know, my tripod or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, since this is all set up, let's think of a quick tip to film so that I can save it for later. And so I have like a collection of quick tips just ready to post, ready to edit and post later. And so that's the thing. You gotta, if you can make the time for like one day to batch film a tutorial, maybe a product review or just a vlog, as much as you can, like in 6 to 8 hours, if you have a full day, then you've created like several weeks of content already. You know what I mean? So that's like time saved. And so, so that's the trick. You got to batch film.
Gotcha. So it's just time management. Yeah, it's something I struggle with that badly.
I mean, that's what everybody always gets, everybody always asks Ken how he does what he does, because he's got a 9 to 5. He works with DroneWorks a little bit.
Yeah,
he's got a ton of real estate stuff and does this YouTube channel and puts out content regularly. And everybody always used to ask you that, Sidney. How did you do it when you were working a 9 to 5 and consistently keeping up with pretty much everybody else in the YouTube kind of sphere? And that's how you grew your channel to 100,000. So.
Yeah, you have to make time. Like I would wake up 4 o'clock every morning just to, edit or film or just plan a shoot, then use my lunch to film the darn thing, and then, take a couple of nights just to continue it. So like I didn't have much time, but every minute spared I used effectively, just because I wanted to grow badly and I wanted to, transition to full time. And so, you just got to make time.
I'm getting to that point where I think inevitably I have to sort of just take that leap of faith and just trust that you're going to land on all fours. Or no, I'm not a cat. I'm going to land on my feet. But you get what I mean. It's like, I think it's just the unknown fear of that. You're just not going to make it. I think the failure effect, especially now, like people are like, oh man, I need some sort of sense of security that things are going to be okay. And when you take on like going full time, especially with YouTube, there is no guarantee. Because this could
that's like life in general, that's like starting a business. That's like, opening up a coffee shop or whatever. And like, I wouldn't recommend like just for anyone just to jump ship and just start a YouTube channel, right off the bat. Like, I made a calculated risk. I saw the income coming in. I kind of compared, do a little cost analysis. If I stuck with my full-time job, like would I not be making as much if I, would switch over to full, like I would just do a full-on analysis. And then based on that, I just made a calculated risk, a decision to, go full-time at a specific date. And so if if people have an opportunity to do that, then I would definitely suggest it. It just makes it a lot easier for you to understand, like, all right, this is what I'm working towards. All right, the date's coming, it's going to happen. Everything's going to be set into place. I'm going to do, set up my health insurance here, do all that stuff. And also, like, if you have a family, have a spouse, like, you can invite them to be a part of that. And that way they don't feel so scared if you decide to go full time, on YouTube. And so yeah, that's what I did. And that's something I encourage a lot of people to do.
I'm gonna have to definitely heed some of that advice and start looking into that, because it becomes almost stressful at a point to, like, where you it's almost like you almost can't breathe some days, because you feel like the cost of trying to stay relevant, produce content, and then if you don't, I guess it happens to everybody. Now some days I get so distracted. Once you get an FPV drone, I can't wait till you do get distracted with it, because some days you're just gonna want to go fly. It's awesome, man. It's a great, I'm excited. Great release, man. It absolutely is. But I'm sure you'll even still figure a way to make content like that.
We'll see what happens.
So I want to talk a little bit about cameras, because that's certainly a big interest of mine as well. Obviously, we've got some of the hottest releases that have unfolded, quite literally. That's a pun. I didn't even think of that. So you plan on getting the A7S III, right?
Yeah, it's pre-ordered. I might get it earlier, hopefully. I got an email from Sony saying, hey, we may or may not ship yours earlier.
Jelly.
We'll see what happens. Jelly. So
what are your thoughts on that?
I freaking love that camera, like, already. Like, I just seeing the footage, like, alone, seeing Maddie's footage, just seeing everyone's footage, just looks beautiful. You know what I mean? As does the Canon, right? Like, they all look. All the new cameras, they just look freaking good. But I've already invested a lot into the Sony ecosystem.
Same.
And so just to invite that new camera body with my existing E-mount lenses, like, that it'll work for my workflow. And I'm excited that there's a flip out screen. If it's anything like the ZV-1, like, the ZV-1 is great. It's freaking fantastic.
Would you recommend the ZV-1 to, like,
yes,
like a lot of these?
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people always ask you, like, what do I need to start a channel? What do I need? And I'm like, I shoot A6600, A7 III, but you're saying ZV-1's awesome.
Dude, this is like my favorite B camera, because I don't have to attach like a big old bulky lens. I can slip it into a camera bag really easy. If I need to grab a shot really quick, then the 4K is great on it. The 120 frames a second is good on it. Taking thumbnails is really easy with it. Flip out screen just makes it super easy. The stabilization is, like, just unreal. And since I don't really have a cameraman to help me out film some stuff nowadays, I have to ask my wife or my kids to help out. But because the stabilization is so good, like, I could trust the footage, and they have filmed for me in my past couple of videos, if you have not noticed. And that's because of how good this camera is. And so, yes, I highly recommend.
That?
It's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, better than
it's passable.
It's better than most internal mics from camera bodies, and usable in a pinch for sure. But I'm using a mic
jack too, right?
It's got a mic jack, which is great, but I've been using the D&D D4 Duo with this. That video is coming out Tuesday. I don't know if I was supposed to say that. Oh, well, it's out in the open.
you already went there.
Whatever. But that combo is so good. It's so compact.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
That's such an awesome mic too.
It is. It really is. And I'll tell you what, this camera reminds me of my A63 300 days. That was my first Sony camera, and it was definitely an opposite step in the direction, because I used to shoot with Canon full frame lenses. So this is a tiny 4K camera with a small tiny. I think I had the kit lens. Yeah, I had the kit lens. So this kind of reminds me of that. But I remember just grabbing shots I've never done before with that camera, because it had it didn't have stabilization. Well, the lens did, but there was 4K. There was unreal slow motion. And so, like, for me having this, like, I feel like I have more flexibility, and I feel I can be a bit more rough with this camera. Like, I can just toss it in my car, and if it breaks, it breaks. Like, I can get another one. What are the
ZV-1s running right now?
What is this? $700?
$700 for those?
It's something like that. It's $800, I think. Right?
Okay. $800. Yeah.
I know that when it launched, it was at $750. I'm kind of still mad at myself a little bit, because, like, could have got one at launch for $618 with the EDU discount for B&H. But
because, I mean,
it's a great camera. I love it.
Good, but it's sometimes, like, I want something like, just like what you said, that you can be a little bit rougher with. You don't have to worry about taking the lens on or off. It's just like that quick shot. my biggest fear is I'm going to miss a shot because I'm not ready, because either A, I don't have the right lens on, or I'm fiddling with the camera, or it's cumbersome. But the stabilization, like the couple of tests I saw, stabilization is like really good with ZV-1 though.
It's awesome. And I think it also depends on the creative scope and what you're going for. Like for me, I just need a simple B cam just to set up real quick, and a camera to take quick thumbnails. Because, most times I would use a screenshot for my videos for the thumbnail. It's way better just to have your thumbnail shot on an actual camera. And if the A7 III is my main camera, then it kind of makes sense for me to have a secondary camera to shoot that thumbnail.
How does it do in low light?
It's good. Like,
is it passable?
It's passable. Like, I never go past ISO 800. Otherwise it gets just real muddy. But I make sure that there's good lighting. It's looks good enough, looks decent. And the fact that you can push a button to go down to f1.8, like, that's unreal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah. So if I'm like shooting outside and whatever, and I'm like, oh crap, it's a bit too it's too sharp. I want some shallow depth of field. Oh, okay. I'll press the defocus button. Boom, f1.8.
So having Sidney on the stream proved expensive. Thank you, Paul.
Yes.
Thank you, Paul.
Well, yeah.
This is a good streaming camera as well.
No, you can stream
mind
with
you.
that?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
It's got HDMI out.
Didn't they also add an add-on where you can do USB straight to the computer and do the live stream?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This camera is so good.
It would be a good deal.
Yeah, a lot of people are returning the camera, and I'm like, why? This is such a good camera just to bang around with. Just toss it and just get rough with it. It's a great camera.
And I did forget, Dobo just got rid of his top-down camera, or is getting rid of it.
I know. I got rid of the A6400 today. One more to go. You know what it is? I ordered the A7S III. So I have the A7 III and the A6600. It's like, I think there becomes a point where it's like, why do I need all these cameras? I had four cameras at one point.
Yeah.
And it's like, I felt like I'm not, some of them are sitting because it's just a B cam. It's a top down. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why do I need all this crap sitting here? Sort of minimalize things to like, all right, what am I actually using it for? Because otherwise you just have stuff sitting for it to sit, and it's sort of silly. We spend a lot of money on these cameras, and they're just not, you can't use them all obviously at the same time. Well, I guess you could. No, you can't.
Again, it all depends on the creative scope. Like you mentioned earlier, top down shot. Like I have I don't know if you see it, but I have like a top down, or is it? There we go. Let's go wider. I have a little clamp over here, a small rig clamp.
Video.
Okay, that's clever.
I just because it's such a light camera, I can just clamp it on top and do like top down shots. And so like that's why I wanted a camera like this. I was gonna get the A6600. Really was, but I'm like, I have to get a lens, I have to use whatever. But I'm like, no, you know what? This is good enough.
Yeah, it's really making me think that may be the good move right there, is the ZV-1. I mean, the A7S III is going to be an absolute beast. My other thing too is trying to constantly match color profiles. I'm really big on color. Like HLG is great. It's super flexible, and I think probably I'll still stick with that even with the A7S III. But I don't know, after seeing James Matthews videos, it sort of makes me think like the possibilities in S-Log are greater than what we had available to us just a couple, with A7 III, for instance.
Yeah, like I love HLG, but S-Log 3 is gonna just rock it with the A7S III.
I think it's gonna be so much easier to edit too.
Way easier. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited
Maybe
about
not
that.
easy on your computer, but
no. Do you hear my computer fan right now? It's a 2018 MacBook Pro, and it's just blaring. And I have no apps on other than Chrome.
But I mean, but that's the thing though. I think Macs hold their value, especially like I don't edit with a Mac specifically unless I'm traveling. But I mean, my MacBook is like the least thing I'm worried to ever upgrade, because I'm like, all right, well, worst case scenario, push comes to shove, I'll edit in Final Cut Pro if I'm traveling. I'll do it just because it handles it better than Premiere. But I know Premiere Pro had a recent update. What do you think of that update that Premiere put out?
The GPU acceleration?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Great. I love it. It's only good for rendering, I've noticed. It's probably cuts the time in half. It still crashes. Doesn't help that.
What do you think that Premiere needs to do, like, to really push it over the edge to really sort of like become an actual, like, like sort of the staple, like the end all be all? Because I know a lot of people, like, they favor DaVinci Resolve. You obviously have your diehard Final Cut Pro editors, like you get familiar with things, but I still feel like DaVinci is a little bit more manageable on lesser hardware.
Yeah. Well, Adobe just needs to, whatever in the coding, just to rely more on the GPU than the CPU. Like it's all CPU right now, mostly.
Right.
And that's why like the computers are like just running so hard because it's just processing so much. But if you just give it to the GPU, then it'll share that workload, which is why Final Cut just works beautifully on Mac, obviously. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Apple Silicon. Those computers coming out next year. We'll see if Adobe plays well. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that. I'm just afraid to do that because I love Premiere Pro. I've been editing with it so long. I just can't make that jump. I'm so comfortable with the shortcuts and just the overall workflow. I'm able to zip through edits quickly. People are always like, "Oh, just go to this editor," but I don't think they really understand like how much muscle memory occurs when you start editing in a certain software for so long. Like there's muscle memory, and it becomes difficult to do.
Totally, yeah. Like I like the organization structure of Premiere Pro. Just like the layers. I'm familiar with Photoshop and After Effects, so I just like that mentality. Final Cut, I'm like slowly transitioning. Like I do want to get proficient at it. I'm not the best, and so I need to ask like people just show me your entire workflow. Just vlog it for me. Just make a video for me. I just want to see what you do because I don't know if I'm organizing certain things right. But what's crazy is that whenever I do use Final Cut Pro to edit a client project, like I just breeze through it. Like it's so fast. I finish it within 2 hours. I'm like, wow, that was interesting. But I still want to edit most of my videos, my YouTube videos, in Premiere Pro for whatever reason. I don't know why.
No, I'm the same way. Well, Sidney, I really appreciate you coming on, taking the time out to chat. I know just little nuggets of time are really super important and valuable, especially like with, what you do and how much content you produce. So I really appreciate you taking the time out, coming on the chat. I know we've sort of interacted inadvertently on Twitter, but just appreciate you taking the time out, man, and coming on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I have been really thankful that you responded to me. I've always been very happy with your content, mentoring me, and it was awesome that I got a chance to have. I was very awesome. It was great to have dinner with you and just shooting out. And I got a fire shot of Connor when we were out there on the lake that one night, and it was so cool. But one of the things I remember the most about that camera camp experience, and this is kind of what I wanted to close this out on, just for everybody, just so you can kind of give your thoughts. And I tell this to Ken all the time, as he's trying to debate with how crazy should he be, because sometimes he's a little forward with his personality, and that's actually encouraged as far as I'm concerned. But we sat around the camera camp around those couches that one night, and the biggest thing that I caught was when you were telling everybody, everybody's sharing their story about how their parents just didn't believe that this was like a real job for them, and everybody you just the one thing that stuck to me was you're like, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta be yourself in whatever you do, no matter what. You can't go out there and try to be Peter McKinnon. You can't go out there and try to be OriginaldoBo. You just gotta be yourself, and that's what you're gonna find the most success. And that's kind of one of the things that I try to tell Ken continually, or encourage this guy, because I love when he be himself. Everybody here in this chat, will know it's awesome. So what would you say as far as your thoughts on that, and just to close this all out on everybody doing their own channel and stuff?
So everyone wants to stand out on YouTube, right? And sometimes, or most times, they want to copy Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon to stand out, but that's not really standing out. That's copying, that's mimicking. So I personally believe that the only way to stand out is to just be yourself and to double down on it. If you're silly, be silly. If you like to dance, then dance. If you do this or do that, like just be you, and just invite the camera just to document you, and don't be ashamed of who you are, because people want to see just uniqueness, and everyone, it's like almost like everyone is a different note on a piano. And if we're all playing the same note, we all want to sound like the key of C. It's going to sound monotonous, right? It's going to be like, okay, whatever. We've heard that before. But if you're playing different notes, it's going to sound unique, and you should play them all together. Like, it's going to sound beautiful. And to me, that's how I see YouTube. And so the only way for you to stand out is to be your individual self, be your own note, so that you can be heard with your own unique voice.
No, and that makes a lot of sense to me,
That
man.
was good, by the way.
That was really damn good. That was really damn good. Hopefully somebody downloads that, and that was damn inspirational. So, Sidney, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck in your endeavors, brother.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna enjoy Starburst.
Do it. Ooh. See you later, buddy.
See ya.
Genuine guy. Paul. Genuine guy.
Genuine guy. Alrighty.
So how many beers are you gonna drink more, huh?
I am going to have so I do have a full slate tonight. I do have a video for a real estate client I'm working on, but I am going to enjoy another Tropicana. I'm working on this. I guess I could bring it up here. You know what's cool about this? I can bring it up here. This one I'm allowed to share. There's a video I'm not allowed to share. Yeah, I'm not allowed to share it because the realtor said you can't do it. So I think I could bring this up here. So yeah, I'll allow that. There we go. So this is an edit I'm working on here, and I got a chance to use the Cinewhoop today on this, and I used the Evo 2 Pro. I got to tone back the greens in log because it's a little bit extreme, but yeah, I'm super stoked about this one. This is going to be an awesome edit. I use the Cinewhoop. It's lagging a little bit, but we'll see if it plays. This is going to be that's an awesome shot right there.
Ooh, that was a nice shot.
That was the Cinewhoop, man. So working on this, but I've got a whole slew of shots that I got with the Cinewhoop today on this house, which I'm going to tie those in later on tonight. So I'm pretty stoked about it. It looks pretty damn good.
It looks awesome. Some of those like masking transitions almost remind me of somebody else that's in the comments. Say Park in the house. What's up, bro?
Is he in the house? Say Park.
Yeah, I saw him. He's commenting down there.
Oh shit.
It's because of Sidney. He came on because
Matt said he's disappointed with the sobriety tonight. Matt, I was 3 beers in before I started streaming. I had 1 beer during the stream. I was a little more subdued. I can fangirl out every now and then.
Hey, give him a hard don't give him a hard time. He just joined the membership. Matt,
why is Paul so blurry? Paul, you're fired again. Paul's fired again. He's so blurry.
It's because you're not playing.
You're still blurry. Paul, you're blurry again.
I don't know. Paul? It looks. I'm here, but it doesn't look blurry on my end. I mean,
you know what
my
it
home
is?
internet
I think StreamYard buffers a little bit, and then it cleans up, and it's like, all right, we're gonna give Paul a little more juice, and then you start talking, and they're like, oh, we got to dial that back a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta dial me back all the time. I know. I'm fired.
Yeah. Maybe it's Paul, but you did a good job this week, Paul. And who do we have coming on the show next week, Paul?
Somebody else that Say Park actually knows. VU.
Yes,
Nugent
I'm excited for VU.
VU Films, man. That guy is.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be an idiotic stream, guys. Just completely idiotic. Sorry.
So next week, like, there's nothing off the table next week with VU because I think out of a lot of people. Did you read Matt's comment? He said, this video isn't blurry. You haven't drank enough. Fine. Frick it. We're going to drink a little more.
Your home internet.
Paul, why do you break the internet, Paul? Paul, why do you break things?
I break things because I'm trying to get fired again.
Breaker. Did you see? So what did we do before we got on the stream? I said his name is Sidney Diongzon. I've said his name 100 times. You know what it is? Because I usually just watch Sidney's channel. I never say the last name because I'm like, I know who it is, right? But
right.
I said it, Sidney Diongzon. And then I get on the show, I was like, blah, blah, blah. It just, like, you know what it was? You just get those moments where it's just like, yep, you get tongue-tied, full send. I screwed that up. One shot. I had one job, Paul. One job.
Nathan, I'm drinking OJ. Come on, give me a break. I'm drinking OJ with vodka in it, okay, man?
I don't think, Paul, I don't think you're actually drinking. I think I would like your wife to come in there and validate what is actually in that cup. I think you're an LSOP, Paul. You know what that is, Paul?
No.
A lion sack of poop. You're a lion sack of poop, Paul.
So this is my wife's idea. I can't use it now if I say it, but I thought it was hilarious.
What's the idea?
She was like, oh, you gotta go out and buy beer. Here's what you should do: get a bunch of empty beer bottles and fill them up with water, and just down them really quickly on the stream.
She's dirty.
And tell him that you down more than him, and try to egg him on to drink more.
Oh, she's dirty. She is straight up dirty. That is dastardly. She came up with that on her own.
She did. She did come up. She's actually not here tonight. She's with her mother-in-law down the street with with they're watching a movie, watching probably Hallmark or something like that.
Here's what we do. When will Paul actually drink a real beer? When will Paul actually drink a real beer?
We need to get some more. We need to get some more subscribers. That's for sure. More subscribers.
Well, Paul, as long as you don't drink, Paul, that's not going to happen, Paul. So we already know that that's not going to happen. So there was a new update on the Mavic Air 2. If you guys haven't checked that out or downloaded that's going to be good. What was that? I think I swallowed an orange.
I don't know what the heck that was.
I don't know. I felt like I swallowed an orange. No, maybe it's just I'm fuzzy from all the alcohol. Oh, you know what? There was a new update on the Evo as well. I forgot to download the latest update.
Oh,
I forgot to download the new update on the Evo.
Hopefully,
I'm hoping they fix. I don't know, something about the smart orbits. I actually used smart orbits today. And that was actually pretty cool. So on that house, I did like this little sort of half orbit deal. It's actually pretty good. But I need them to fix the log footage. The log footage is so bad on the Evo 2. I mean, I went. Here's my debacle. The Mavic 2 Pro. Every single time I need to fly, I'm in proximity of an airport, right? So it's a Class D airport. It's not actually carrying any commercial passengers or anything. It's in half the time they're not even operational, and it's like, for the love of Pete, I cannot get the drone to take off with the smart controller. I think I'm going to have to bring my regular controller, because with the smart controller, trying to get it to unlock is a pain in the ass. But what's funny, it's comical. The Mavic Air 2, the Mavic Air 2 with the Fly app, I can get it to unlock like that. It'll approve me with the freaking Air 2. I don't understand it. It pisses me off.
So only the Mavic Pro, huh?
What's that?
Just the Pro?
Just the Pro. On the smart controller, though. So I don't know.
Only on the smart controller. Okay.
And I'm connected to the internet because I tether off my phone when I fly. So I don't know. But I've been recently just bringing the Evo 2 Pro with me wherever I go, because, well, I don't have to contend with that at all. So, but I like the Mavic 2 Pro's color science. The log footage is so freaking easy to grade, and it's easy to match S-Log too. I tried matching the S-Log on those two. No, it is a pain in the ass. Absolute pain in the ass. Oh, you know what? I didn't see. Freaking Sam. Sam didn't get a wrench. All right, Sam. I bestow upon you the power of... Hang on.
Oh boy.
Wrench. Bang. Is that a thing?
A new wrencher.
Oh, is that a thing? Is that a wrencher?
A new wrencher.
New wrencher. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I mean, there can never be too many wrenches, because you never know when you might need to ban somebody on this one.
Yep. You never know. I see, and it's funny because if they're part of the membership, they get a wrench and they get the Fly logo. So how do you become a member on the channel, Paul?
You click the link below and only pay $2 a month. Get exclusive live streams with the one, which we're gonna do. We're gonna do on Monday. Well, I've got a live stream that I'm gonna do, and I've actually got a special guest that is going to be joining. I'm actually pretty excited about that. Special guest from overseas. So I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, from overseas, Paul. It's overseas. Not from here. Across the pond, we'll call it. It's not Peter Lindgren.
What? No.
Peter Lindgren.
No. Flies drones, Paul.
He just fly drone. He fixed a drone by gluing it like the gimbal down. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I was being stupid.
All right, so Albuquerque asks, are you going to do a Zoom type of live stream with lots of peeps? I don't know. Do we want to try to break the stream tonight, Paul?
Oh, how many? You can bring somebody in. Just send them a link. See what what face looks like. Why let them call you? Just bring them onto the stream.
You think we should do that, Paul? Should we just let random people join the stream right now?
Let's do it. Why not? Heck yeah.
And totally
bring on Albuquerque, man. Let's see this guy. Did he ever get his T-shirt?
So if I paste the link into the chat right now to invite people into the stream, we'll say because it can get pretty dicey, Paul. I'm just saying.
I might get really blurry.
Paul, you're already blurry. They said you're not blurry anymore, Paul. You know what's great about StreamYards, though, despite how blurry Paul actually can be sometimes, is the fact that there is very minimal delay. It's like a 10-second delay from the point they say something in the chat to the point that I realize that Paul is blurry. Paul, are you falling asleep, Paul?
Nathan might have says I might have earned my money. I definitely have earned my money because my paycheck so far has been zero. I think I'm actually costing him more money and giving him deals on gear than I am.
He's got to stop selling me shit. I think so. Here, I have a theory about Paul. I think Paul actually works for B&H Photo, and that like he's. I think you work for B&H.
Come on, that's not possible. I was trying to order something on the Jewish holiday. How is that even a real thing, man? I wish I worked for B&H because I have a vacation every freaking day.
And then you got Sidney over here talking about the ZV-1, and he's on full send, and I'm like, all right, I need a ZV-1 now, because now I'm thinking because I'm sort of sad. I'm sad I sold the A64, one of the A6400s.
It would make a great overhead cam. Ironically, it would probably cost you about as much as a little bit more. It would cost a little bit less than what you sold your A6400 for.
So then I'm still coming out ahead, and I have one that I'm selling. So that's two. Yeah, you know what? I might as well just the whole shebang.
Joshua Sanders is in love with the Evo 2. I don't know what Evo 2 is like yet.
So I gotta go. So here's the deal. I am going to drive tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow. Friday. I have to go to Kennedy Space Center. My daughter's 16th birthday. Can you believe that? I have a 16-year-old.
Kennedy Space Center. Wow.
Yeah. So anyways, I got to pass through that way. So I got to pass through the Orlando market. So my thought process is I'm going to drop the Evo 2 8K off to you. I'll just leave it at your door or something, or you can walk down. You know, we could do like this social distance thing. I don't know. It's not like we go anywhere. So that way you can start playing with that and flying it, so you can actually start making content with it. Because we're lagging there. Okay, we're lagging there.
I haven't posted anything for 3 weeks, but yeah.
Well, this would definitely get you something to post, anyways. Who just joined the Brew Crew? Who is that? Is that Sam Burns? Is that Sam Burns?
I'm failing.
Eddie Nunez says social distancing in Florida, no such thing. You're right, Eddie.
Yeah,
You're
especially when we all go back to school. I work in a school, okay, Eddie? I know. Well, you know, Eddie, too. You're working in a school, too, I think. Yeah, I work in a school. I'm gonna get killed when they go back to school next Friday. I'm gonna die. We've already had.
They going back to school. They're fully opening. They're gonna let it rip.
Not fully opening, but like they're letting them decide whether they want to work remotely or go back. We have like 300 kids that are in our school that are coming back, and they typically have 1,000 kids, and there's a 300 coming back. But we've already had parents that sent kids to pick up their laptop. We were like, hey, why are your parents not here? Oh, I don't know. And we call the parents and say, hey, why didn't you show up? Oh, I have COVID. I just had my kids to go pick up the laptop. It's like, oh my gosh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die.
That sounds terrible, Paul.
I mean,
you make everything sound so dramatic, Paul.
I might die.
So dramatic. So dramatic. Paul, you're fired. Paul's fired again. You ready to come back? You're gonna be good, Paul?
No, I'm not.
Fine.
Never.
What do we got here? We're at 9:50. Do we take any phone calls? You know what it was? So.
Whoa,
the burner
Ron Kemper. Ron, I do live in Orlando, and I actually live in Oviedo. So if you used to live in Oviedo, I live off Lockwood in Oviedo in Twin Rivers. I live across from the golf course, so that's where I live. Born and raised, actually.
You want to give them your zip code too, Paul? While you're at it, throw out your social security, Paul.
32765, and
throw out your social security there, Paul.
My luggage combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Paul. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to break the stream right now. We're gonna invite one person on, plus 2 people, plus 3 more people, plus 10 more people. Brad Hendo, congratulations on that purchase, man. Good stuff, dude. You're going to absolutely love it. You'll thank me later, and you'll say, damn it, I spent a lot of money, and now I'm addicted. I did get the Beagle drone flying today. I got the Beagle drone here. The Beagle drone is here.
You think it would survive a Paul flight?
I don't know, Paul.
Probably not.
It may survive. No, actually, it will. I will say that the Beagle drone flew very well, and it's the first FPV drone that I really haven't had a hard time landing. Surprisingly, it's tuned. They've done an exceptional job of tuning those right out of the box. It's tuned very well. It's a little bit more subdued. Oh, you bought the Beagle Neo. Good. You'll enjoy that. It's a little more subdued out of the box, but I made a couple of little tweaks to it to my taste, but beyond that, I left it pretty much as is. One of the things, I was talking to the CEO today, and Dwight was like, he goes, yeah, we encourage you to make modifications to your drone. He goes, and it doesn't void your warranty. I was like, wait, so if I modify something on the drone, you're not going to void the warranty? And he's like, no, we don't void the warranty at all. I was like, what? So I thought that was pretty cool. And they really did a good job of making everything plug and play. So plug and play for all things, which is pretty damn cool. What other emojis we got? All right. I'll throw a couple of these fellas in here. Really get the chat rolling.
There's no
there.
Paul emoji yet, though.
What is this no DW? What is that? Did we add that in there? We don't talk about that though.
DW, what?
We don't talk about that. Did you see yesterday? There was a stream. It was called Brews Day Tuesday. Very suspect, Paul. Very suspect. I saw that. It was very suspect.
Very, very.
Copyright.
We need to go after that. I guess I need to go after that. That's my job, right? I better get on it.
That's your job, Paul. That's your job. You're supposed to do your job, and you have one job. All right, so we're gonna break. I don't know why that keeps happening. All right, let's do this.
What are you doing, man?
I'm gonna paste this link for StreamYards, and we'll call this Ask Ken and Paul. Okay, this is gonna probably go sideways pretty fucking quick.
Probably.
Ken, have you seen the possible DJI FPV system? Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, if they make an FPV system with 6S, like it's capable of 6S, I would be stoked, because 6S is where it's at. That is, the flight times I'm getting right now with my 6S batteries are great. I heard that they're making a new one, which I hope comes out. I hope they don't put out a quad. I hope they just put out a new update to the air units. That's all I hope for. I'll be happy with that. Yeah, no. You can use 6S. I use 6S with my air units. You have to run a BEC. So if you put a BEC that manages the voltage, so basically it takes 6S voltage and turns it down to 12 volts and it regulates it, then you're fine. You can run. I do it. It's fine. All right, here we go.
What are we doing? Let's do it.
All right. Fuck. I'm probably going to regret this.
Probably. Go for it.
This is going to... Shit. All right, here we go. I'm almost afraid to do this, man.
It's going to blow up.
I don't know what... Pandora's box in 3, 2... Pandora's box in 3, 2, 1. Oh, shit. Here we go. Pandora's box, Paul. This is where the stream breaks.
Woo, here we go.
All right.
Speaking of
only available to the few, and you get 3 minutes, and then it's on to the next.
3 minutes.
Holy
wow.
shit!
That's a lot.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. And we got our first victim. First victim.
Let's hear it. Let's see. I can't see in the
Ready?
admin. I can't say who's in.
Aloha, motherfucker.
Oh, look who it is. Long time no see.
Did you get your ND filters? You did. You got them.
Nice.
You got him. That was pretty good, man. Good. I'm glad you got your ND filters.
I thought they love it.
Good
I
deal.
He ships faster to Hawaii than he does to Orlando.
All right. That's good.
It's already on it, and I finished filming with it.
Oh man, that's awesome. All right. Well, good stuff, man. I appreciate you popping through. Oh shit. I'm gonna grab Mr. Tony Albuquerque.
Yes, Albuquerque.
Sir.
Yo, what's up?
How are you doing?
What's up, Ken?
I'm doing well. What's up with this camera angle? It's really high, Tone.
It's really high? High? Can you lower?
Top down shot.
Look, little to the left, Tony.
Hey,
Little to that.
I think I have to pause the oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm digging the brick wall, Tony. I'm digging the brick wall.
You like that,
I
huh?
like the brick.
Yes. Oh shit, it's not real brick. Damn, you fooled me. All right, you fooled me. How you doing, Tony?
Pretty good. Yourself? How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing great. Did you win a T-shirt or did you win the filters? I forgot.
I won a set of filters, and was it you harassing me in Messenger?
Who? I don't do anything with Messenger. That's all Zachary. Zach handles all the messages.
Zach.
It's got to be Zach.
I was
Zach,
cursing him out, saying it must be you, Ken.
I'll usually video message people when they start going back and forth because if Zach messages somebody, it's gonna go sideways very quickly. I will tell you, you know damn well, like his shit's gonna go sideways very quickly. But that's Zach, man. So
he was saying, buy some shit now.
that sounds like Zach.
I thought it was you.
Zach. Wasn't me.
Did he get the filter? You get the filters already?
Yeah.
You got your filters, Tony?
Filters came yesterday. Thank you very much.
Oh, yesterday. Nice.
And,
All right.
and he forgot, of course, to put bands in the bags.
Yeah, we fucked up with the bands. I'm not gonna lie. I know I saw some people like, "Where's my bands?" And yes, we have fucked up. We are trying to rectify this.
It's okay. I'm very happy with the filters.
You're out, Paul. Paul, you're gonna need a refill, Paul. Paul, get a refill, Paul. Paul, just a small refill, Paul. Paul, for the love of Christ, Paul, you can put orange juice in there, Paul. Paul,
I can put a little bit more orange juice. You said?
Yeah, you don't. You can just patronize me and say that it's alcohol.
So the question is, am I clear, and is Paul still fuzzy?
Tony, you're coming in great. Paul is slightly grainy though. Tony, you're coming in a little bit more clear than Paul at this point.
Last week I had the better picture. This week I'm blurry. I mean, what?
I don't know. You know how the audience is, Paul. You just don't know, really. I mean, it could be anything, Paul.
Okay, whatever you say, bro.
I don't know. Well, Tony, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna drop a link. We're gonna drop a link again, and we're gonna bring someone else on poor unfortunate soul into this disaster. Yes. We're gonna paste the link one more time because it's 8:59. We have roughly 15 minutes left to the stream because that's how we do stream time. That's stream time. Did you know that, Tony?
Well, yeah, I got it.
It's fine. It's fine. Tony gets it. Tony got his ND filters. He's good. You enjoying that Evo?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Good. You got the Pro, right?
No.
Or you got the AK? Tony, are you lagging?
AK? I think he got the AK, didn't he?
He got the AK, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AK.
Tony, man, it's nice to meet you, bro.
You too?
Tony, take it easy. We'll see you soon.
Have a good one.
Nice guy. Tony's a nice guy. Tony's a nice guy. All right, we got another one. Oh, God, here we go. Hang on. This is going to be a good one. Hey, what's going on?
I was sober at 6:55 p.m. when your damn show came on. And now my wife's all in my shit about, we're always drinking all the time, every damn Wednesday night, we're drinking all the time. We turned into a fucking alcoholic.
Don't you put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me. You tell your wife it's not my fault. It's not my fucking fault you're not sober. You can't put that shit on me. Oh God. He's you tell her
Man.
you were drinking on your own reconnaissance. Put that on me. Well, cigar, here's
I'm so
you're 64.
64.
I heard 64. Did you hear 64?
I heard
74.
Oh, 74. 74. God bless.
We're trying to make him look younger.
Well, here, you know what, Cigar? Here, because you're 74, you're out here on the stream going harder than hard. We're going to open another beer for you, my friend.
A third one, man.
A third one.
This
This is
going
the
nice.
third one. This is for Cigar.
Oh man,
Because I can't let you be the only one in the doghouse. Paul is in the doghouse, definitely. I'll be there. there.
Yeah.
So we're all. It's a brotherhood of doghouses. It's a brotherhood of doghouses.
Every time I see your FPV, I want to buy a Beagle drone.
Do it, man. They're freaking great little drones. Super easy to put together. Super easy to put together. Well, you drink another one and you tell your wife I said it was okay to do so. You tell her that. Well, not now, because I don't want to hear her yell at me. I'm probably already part of the bad influence, but just you tell her it's going to be okay. So
I try to never piss off my wife for 3 years.
It's a very wise thumb.
Wise.
Hey, listen, I'll let you go, man. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Good talking with you. All right, that by far was the coolest call.
It was nice to put a name to a face.
I love to see the face like behind the people, but all right, I just want to think about this here. Cigar and I, we would probably get arrested. He's 74. I'm 35. We would probably go out. We would probably drink like madmen, go out. We'd get arrested. We'd burn the town down.
I'd be the designated driver,
You could be the designated driver, but we would burn the town down. That's why I started doing drone brews, is because of that, because of this. It's like you got all these friends all over the world, and it's country, sometimes the world.
We got Scott Raymond asking a good question, buddy.
What he'd ask
is the Mavic Air 2 the best buy today?
I would say so.
I think so. Yeah, best bang for the buck. I mean,
I agree.
Are you going to have any crazy? Did you make a crazy closing for another video coming up? Because there was one guy that was very passionate in the last.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
I've got a good one for this next video.
I don't usually get too involved, but that guy, I had responded to that guy. I gave him a piece of my mind. But
yeah, I got that. It's yes. I actually turned off notifications on that one because I was getting pretty passionate. But yeah, I do agree that the Mavic Air 2 today in 2020 is probably the best purchase that you can make as far as a drone goes. If you're looking for something that's going to give you the best quality, the best bang for buck, dollar for dollar, you're not going to find a better deal than the Mavic Air 2. Now, if that's not your flavor and you don't want geofencing, you want everything else, well then yeah, the Evo is going to be your choice in 2020.
For sure.
There's that. 808 said he mailed me beer. I want to just let the record show that he sent me a deer. A deer. You mailed me a deer. God, the ATF is all over this shit.
I like venison. It's delicious, but I don't know how it do well being shipped. But yeah,
I need the Dobo "Why You Hating" clip. What?
Why you hate? Oh, the is it, he must be talking about the clip. What is that? The it's your dang channel clip. Is that the one?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna fuck. This guy. This comment though was so outlandish the other day. Paul, you were the one that was like, dude, he's asking for it. He's asking. I
texted you immediately. I'm like, dude, this guy is gonna be on your next outro for sure. I mean, if he makes me respond, like, come on. I hate when people get offensive when somebody shares their opinion about.
You know what I'm thinking? We need a V-copter emoji. Paul, we need a V-copter emoji.
All right.
We're making a V-copter emoji. I'm so tired of seeing these V-copters in the chat. We're going to make a V-copter. It's going to be like a burning V-copter. It's going to be a burning V-copter. He had to go there. Lauren started it, and Chris echoes it.
There is no V-copter. It's
Lauren
imaginary.
and Chris, how do we, can we? Well, there we go. There's an emoji we can all love. Eddie's got the right emoji, but you got these two shit starters over here going with the V-copter. Where is that thing? That thing's never seeing the light of day. Never.
It is a unicorn. It's way more of a unicorn than the ASO and S3 was ever. You know, it at least came out, but the V-copter it'll never come out. Never.
No. The V-copter is the dead on arrival. Blah 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 blah. All that jazz. It's just never going to happen. It's $100 waste at this point. Sam knew. He sees the whole thing unfold, and that's fine. I'm sure you don't want to spend too much time on speculation, but Mavic 3 Pro. No, the Mavic 3 Pro is not coming out. No,
I don't think so either.
No. So
I think we're going to see more smaller drones.
I made a video 8 months ago talking about why you should not wait for the Mavic 3 Pro, and I would simply say that given the current temperature of the market today, and how good the Mavic Air 2 is doing, right? I don't see them putting out a drone to cannibalize the market on the Mavic Air 2. So they're not going to release a Mavic 3 Pro in 2020. Now, could they release a FPV drone? Yeah, possibly. They could release a FPV drone for everybody who wants to, have sort of a bind and fly setup, which again, I'm sort of a mixed bag on that. I think that there's a certain respect level that you need to have when you're flying something that can do almost 100 miles an hour.
I mean, I think the DJI is putting the nail in the coffin this year as far as miniature drones go. Nobody's really come out with, they came out with a Mini and the Mavic Air in the same year. Not only are they budget, but there's nobody else making them that size with that many specs.
Well, here's an article that came out from Drone XL stating that sources from within DJI said that they don't want to release the Mavic 3 Pro until Trump is out of office. That is their thought process. Which here's my thought on that. If you're going to base whether or not you're going to release a product because of a sitting president, I'm sorry. That is a bitch thing to do. I'm sorry. You shouldn't base your strategy on who's in office. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's stupid because let's just say he doesn't get kicked out of office. I mean, I'm not going to say my political viewpoint at all on this, but let's just say he doesn't get kicked out of office. I mean, you're not going to release another drone for another 4 years.
4 years. That's not. And that's part of my reason why I almost don't believe somebody at DJI would say that.
I don't think so.
Because from a strategy standpoint, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I get it. All right, you don't like him, whatever. Fuck, whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Lon says Autel has a number of products coming out supposedly. This is true. Autel is probably the company that I would keep my eyes peeled on in the marketplace. Not really saying anything specific.
No geofencing. I mean,
no geofencing. They've got it's their market to win right now, I think. So
for sure, they just need something. They need something else. But
yeah, I agree. Something else needs to happen. But I think
I thought the Evo would be a little bit. They need another drone that's more affordable. I thought the Evo would be a little bit more. I thought the 6K or the non-pro version would be a little bit more affordable than it is. I think they really need something.
They do. They need a sub $1,000 drone. A sub $1,000 drone would be super, super ideal. But another drone that's going to be hitting the market very soon is the Evolve. The X Dynamics Evolve. That thing, the Evolve 2 is super, super svelte. They've really polished the shit out of that thing. And that drone is going to really perform very well. Micro Four Thirds camera, a new transmission system, better and more precise control, just total package. it looks really, really sexy. I'm really excited for that one to hit the market.
What's the price point supposed to be on that one?
That one's going to be $3,100. But if you bought the X Dynamics 1, the Evolve 1, you will get a credit and you will only have to pay $1,000 to upgrade to the Evolve 2, which is a pretty damn good deal because this thing is going to shoot 4K 120 frames per second, 4K 60 in ProRes RAW.
Wow.
There's going to be CFast support, I believe. It's either CFast or an SSD support, sort of similar to what you have on the Inspire 2. And the gimbals will be removable and upgradable. And the transmission signal is supposed to have a 10-mile range, so you can reach 10 miles almost latency free, which is going to rival that of OcuSync. So there's a lot of things to really like about the Evolve 2. So hopefully they release that pretty soon. The one nice thing about them that I give them a pass on is they did not take pre-orders. So unlike Vcopter, where Vcopter was taking people's $100, a pop, X Dynamics did not do any pre-order. Somebody said it today on Twitter that pre-orders are the new Kickstarter, and I have to agree with them. Pre-orders are the new Kickstarter. I feel like that's what they do. They do this pre-order, and that's like sort of kickstarting.
That was Jake Sloan. Yeah.
Jake Sloan said that?
Yeah.
I agree with him 100%. Like that's so true. And I never really thought of that until he said it. And I was like, shit, you know what? He's right. He's freaking right.
Yeah. He mentioned that today too. Yeah.
So
Crazy.
John F asks, have any heard of reports of the Evo 2 shells stress cracking? See a lot of threads on this lately. I can speak from experience. I have not seen any stress cracks, and I've been flying my Evo 2 every single day. So I haven't seen any sort of stress cracks. But if you do have any issues, I would highly advise you to reach out to support, because their support team is really good. Their support team is really, really good. So, yeah. Oh, Jake's listening while he's driving. He's everywhere, dude. He's so everywhere.
Everywhere.
He really is. That's awesome. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight's show. Huge thank you to Sidney for coming on the show,
Huge, bro.
Because I mean, that was awesome. Like I don't know. Sort of.
And we would love to hear what you got. Who else you guys like would love to
who do you guys want to see on the show next? Because so I've tasked Paul. Paul's one job is to reach out to people and schedule them to come on the show. So next week is as View.
Vu. It's Asian. Yo, he eats plenty of Asian noodles.
But I just know he's going to be so off the chain though next week. It's
just
going to be
prepared
nuts.
to bash Canon like crazy because Canon is a bunch of trash.
So Vu is very, very Sony and Fuji Pro. And if you're a camera person,
he's just anti-Canon. That's all it is. Everybody else, I mean, he'll like Pentax if it was better than Canon.
But I love his personality of things. Like he has no filter of all the camera channels. Like Paul, do me a favor, put a link to Vu's channel in the chat, because his content is really freaking good. His content is really good. I stumbled across him by mistake one day, and I was just like, holy crap, this guy's content is awesome. And I just became an instant fan, like almost instantaneous. I was just like, shit, I love this guy. I love Sam Colder's content. He's absolutely amazing, but Sam would be like a really hard person to get on the show. So Peter McKinnon would be awesome. Sarah Dici would be cool to have on the show. I want to try to obviously get content creators that you guys want to see, like somebody who you want to hear like their side. Joshua Bardwell, I am definitely going to nail that. I'm going to see Josh next weekend in
the drone.
Yes, the Minefield event. So I will be in Tennessee with Ken Herron, Nurk, and Joshua Bardwell next weekend. So if you guys are near the Brownsville, Tennessee area next weekend, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I don't know how long the event's going on till. From 9 to whatever time, I will be out there flying the Minefield.
You're going to destroy so many FPV
I'm going to break a lot of stuff. I already told Ken. I challenged Ken to a game of horse. So we're gonna play a game of horse with our drones. So it's like sort of I do this, you have to replicate it. I told him, I said that I'm not going to hit myself in the nuts with a drone, so that's off limits. So, hey, Cigar Nation, that's coming, man. We're actually, Zach and I are building that as we speak, so that is coming. It's actually I've been test flying the prototype for the past week, so it's a Cinewoop. It's going to be pretty
Eddie
dope.
Nunez, that's possible too. It's possible.
What's that? What did Eddie say?
He said bring on Jake Sloan. I think hasn't he already been on here before?
I've had Jake on the show. I'd have
Yeah,
Jake on again. I'll have him on again because I want to talk some more camera stuff with Jake.
Well,
like,
when he gets that A7S3, we're definitely probably gonna have to have him back on and kind of talk about that.
We're both gonna have it at probably the same time. Hopefully, crossing our fingers. Crossing our fingers, we all order it at the right time.
I think he's gonna get it before you because he's got like a little small camera dealer that he deals with in Alaska that nobody buys stuff from because it's in Alaska.
It's true. We got ours from what, B&H?
B&H, yeah. Because I got the
Brad, yeah, we're producing a Cinewoop. It's going to be a combo, so it's going to be a DJI Cinewoop. It's going to be a 6S. It's a 6S Cinewoop. I'm building it on an iFlight frame, so it's going to be on the Mega B frame, and I have a specific stack that I found that works very well, and I've tuned it to be as cinematic and smooth as it possibly can be. So I made a couple of tweaks, and we're running Ethix motors on there. So it's gonna be it's a beast. I'm actually using it now, but I'll show you guys the final product when it's ready. And then we're gonna actually sell them in a ready to fly kit. So it's gonna be ready to fly. All you have to do is fire it up. It's already bound. Your switches are labeled. Like even the controllers are going to be labeled. So I'm making it super, super stupid easy to all. It's going to be turnkey, basically, like literally turnkey, ready to go.
Cigar Nation said I'm in focus now because he drank himself sober.
So, see, you drink a little bit more, you're in focus. So if you haven't, I would, if you're looking at getting into FPV, start with the simulator. Practice in a simulator. Like I tell Eddie all the time, I'm like, Eddie, it's free to crash in a simulator. And I broke my drone the other day, and Eddie texts me. He goes, "It's free to crash in a simulator." I'm like, "You asshole!"
I saw that. Yeah,
he's such an asshole.
Is I'm stupid because I don't know anything about FPV. Are you able to hook up like a regular drone controller to it?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Can hook up like a DJI.
You can hook up to no. You can hook up an Xbox controller to a simulator.
Okay.
You can hook up, like I have a couple of Tyrannuses I hook up, or like this other thing I got back there you can hook up. So it's gonna be dope. Like this Cinewoop that I flew today was the prototype that we're building. And my main goals with building this was I wanted something super smooth. I wanted limited prop wash. So it had to have zero prop wash so it didn't transfer a tremendous amount of vibration through the frame. It has to work with real steady go. That was my big thing. And I was aiming for a flight time of about 5 to 6 minutes. So I think so far I've achieved 3 of those things. I'm still working on the flight time. I'm trying to find the perfect balance of batteries. So the batteries I'm testing right now, I have 1300 milliamp hour batteries that are 6S, and I have 1050 milliamp hour batteries that are 6S. And surprisingly, with the 1050 milliamp hour battery, I'm getting better flight times because the whole weight of the drone with the Hero 8 actually weighs a lot less. So I'm able to get like better, more efficient flight. So today I was really, really happy with the results. Super smooth. It's so freaking good. So I can't wait to talk more about that. The motors that we're going with, we chose Ethix Flat Rats. So we're using Ethix Flat Rats. There are 2800 kV on a 3-inch motor that is running 6S, and it's freaking good. I am limiting it to a 70% throttle because this thing could easily hit like freaking 60 miles an hour if we wanted it to. But the whole goal is we want it to be super cinematic. Is Paul dead?
What? No, I'm reading the comments down below.
Oh, okay,
sorry.
I thought you were dead for a second.
I have a few comments that we need to
go
answer.
ahead. What's your comments? Because
there's one is somebody asked, does the simulators run on Mac? That's a good question for me too.
Yeah, they do. Yes, you can. You just got to download Steam and you can run them on Mac.
And somebody asked about your camera angle. I don't. It was
my camera angle.
Yeah.
What's the matter with my camera?
What's your camera angle?
What's your camera angle you use, Ken? I'm running right now on my Cinewhoops. I'm running a 20% angle, and then, but I don't actually. I guess I have a limit. I have a limit on mine to 20% right now. So, and then on the Cinewhoop, I actually have a 10% because even though I'm flying an acro, I'm not really ripping on it hard. So, yeah.
And somebody else have you ever used the Osmo? I know that you keep destroying GoPros, but do you?
I do use the Osmo. I've used the Osmo on several drones, and I'm actually pretty happy with it.
Do you like? I'm curious. Do you like it better or worse than GoPro? What's? I mean, I know Jake Sloan hates GoPros because of they just stop recording. Sometimes.
I like so here's the reason why I like. Let me see if I can pull this back up here. I'll pull up my Premiere Pro window again. Let me see if I can find that clip I shot. There's a reason why I like the yeah, here it is. So let me see if I can play this. So there's a reason why I like that. I'm going to put this on the stream here. So the reason why I like the GoPros specifically is because, so this is those clips I shot. I'm going to let this play out here. So this is that drone that we're talking about. I'm using Real Steady Go, and I'm able to stabilize it with Real Steady Go, which you can't do with the Osmo. Look how stable this footage is. I know it's probably a little jerky and it's probably lagging a little bit, but it's super, super stable. So this was a house we did today. And when I stabilize it with Real Steady, I mean, it just looks amazing. Super, super stable. And it just looks really cinematic.
Wow, it looks great.
And this is post stabilization. This is all post. And I mean, this software is absolutely batshit crazy. And it just allows me to get some really interesting shots. Like I won't use half of what I flew today. So I flew a lot of shots, and I probably won't use half of what I shot with this drone today. Like I may use this.
I like how you use them just very selectively, and it's not overwhelming.
Yeah. So I play around a lot. Like a lot of times I'm just stoked to fly. So for me, just being able to fly something is fun. Like the realtor's there. My next goal is I want to get a second set of DJI goggles so I can have a realtor see what I see. But I was just trying to see what sort of angles I can get around this house. Now, this house is like a massive house, 6,000 square foot. It's on a pretty big piece of property. So using a drone like this works. You know, it works really well for a house like this. And you just got to sort of be selective with the angles you're going for.
Do the owners or realtor ever get really like scared that you're going to run into the
No. See this, so think of it like this. This is a big show to them. So when you're putting something together like this is a show. Like when you have like this ability, like they're sort of like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. They've never seen anything like this before. Right. You know, and that's why I want to get the goggles, because I want to get them immersified in this, and then it gets them excited. And then it's like the next time they think about, well, what photographer or videographer am I going to use? Well, fuck, I'm gonna use the guy that put the goggles on my head and like blew my mind. So that's the whole thing. You want to sort of blow their mind when you're flying. So that's my goal all the time when I'm putting the goggles on and doing this type of stuff. He was like totally in awe with this whole situation. Like he didn't know what to think.
And you said your business is going crazy right now, right?
Yeah. It's gotten insane. And the more people
like
that
right
see
now
stuff
is
like
slow
this.
Season.
Say that again.
Well, right now is like which is crazy because right now is kind of you're getting off the tail end of the busy season, and right now it's getting into the slower season because my wife works at a real estate office, and now they're like, if you're gonna take a vacation, take it now because it's really slow right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want people buy a house
there,
at the beginning of school year.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts. I mean the whole thing is like, it's so crazy right now. But that's the thing, is like you want to try to give that realtor a show. You put on a show with them. You know, and that's what I've learned, like that I do differently than other photographers, is you sort of immersify them in the whole experience of like shooting the house. Like you do something different than, like I talk about it all the time. You have to have a trademark in business. If you have a trademark, it makes you unique. It's almost like a calling card in a sense. Like Batman had that light, you know, I have the drones. So sort of that whole thing. So that thing flies stupid smooth. I'm so freaking happy with it though. Really am. Like that footage is so freaking damn good. You can put a FPV system on a Beagle drone. If you guys want to see what the Beagle drone looks like, I'll go ahead and grab it really quick.
Sweet.
I'm going to go grab the Beagle drone real quick.
Yep. So we got a lot of FPV people out here. Anybody trying? Oh.
So this is the Beagle drone. This is the drone kit too. Fully assembled. Now, Beagle did do me a solid. They sent me out the stealth upgrade kit. So when you go on Beagle's website, you can actually get upgraded motors. So these are not the upgraded motors. These are the base motors that this comes with. But again, this is what Beagle does really well, is that you can take these off. Like all these motors disconnect like right here. So these all disconnect. So if I want to plug in a new set of motors, I can do that. It just plugs them in. It just works super easy. This frame, I thought this frame was a little bit goofy when I first like put it together. I'm like, oh man, this is going to fly like shit. But it actually flies really well. It's super balanced. I mean, there are some things that I wish they would have done better with it, but I think for what it is a really super easy frame to work with. When you first get the drone, it comes with a Fly Sky receiver, but the nice thing about it is it's all plug and play. So I was able to plug in a new receiver. So I just plugged in a FR Sky receiver and I was good to go. I didn't like the camera. So the FPV camera, this FPV camera, this is not the factory one. This is an upgraded one. I didn't like the one that came on it. So I just plugged in a new one. Literally everything on this drone is plug and play. Like everything. And if you decide you want to change out a motor or something, or you want to upgrade something, you can do that. And there is like, literally, they don't penalize you. Like they're not going to void your warranty. They're not going to not support you. The cool thing too, is they have this thing called Beagle Care. So like if I smack this frame up, if I break the frame, Beagle Care covers the frame. It's like crazy. Like, I don't know how they're making money, to be honest with you, because like they warranty everything on it. So it's pretty cool.
It's perfect for newbies. They want to start
right.
Get going.
Yeah,
you don't have to solder or anything.
Right, because when I first picked this up, I was like, what the freak? I was like, this isn't that great. But then I started like diving down, and then I flew it today and I was like, all right, whoa, I don't have any noise in my VTX. The VTX is really good. It's got a nice heat sink on there. That's also plug and play. And it's sort of like, I sort of realized in like, all right, the cost of entry into FPV is hard because it's hard to get through. But then they have this whole guided video. Like they have this website that guides you through the setup process on this, and it's stupid easy.
What is the drone
comes with a control? This is $429. Comes with a controller though. That's the kicker. It comes with an RC. The only thing you need to get is a set of goggles. And at this time, they're only running analog. But there is enough of room on this frame where I could put a DJI FPV unit. I could put an FPV unit.
So essentially, I'm sorry, I don't know much about FPV. I guess the DJI FPV unit just allows you to use the goggles essentially or other digital.
Yeah. So today I flew this. Like when I was flying today, I just used my Fat Sharks, and it connected no problem. No problem. The only thing was the first flight I took with this, I had the stock camera on here. And I was like, oh my God, the stock camera is not very good. And I messaged Dwight, he's the CEO. And I was like, dude, I'm like, what's the deal with the stock camera? The sky is all blown out. Like, it's not very good. He's like, don't worry about it. He goes, we're fixing it. He goes, we have an S version. So the Drone Kit S is going to have a Caddx camera, which they're putting the Caddx Retels on, which the Caddx Retel is a really good camera. It's solid. I put a Foxier Starlight. So this camera here that I put on here, I'm gonna see if I could pull focus. I don't know if it will. So the camera I put on this one is a Foxier Starlight. And the best part about it is that it plugged in, like literally it plugged right in. So I just unmounted the old camera, slid this on the rails, and I was like, oh shit, it works. And you just plug it in. Like it's hard to see, but I'm gonna see if it'll pull focus. But like, see the plugs in there? It just plugs and plays. Stupid easy. even the receiver, if you want to use an FR Sky, like let's say you have your own controller, you just plug it, you get the FR Sky with telemetry, you plug it in and you're done. Easy.
So there's the warranty that they have. Is that that's you said that was extra? Is it? I mean, what's that run?
Yeah, I think they like charge like $70 for the warranty, but that's like for me, like
that's like a no-brainer. You know, you're gonna have to replace something, right?
I don't know how they're gonna make money. Like I still said to him, I said, I really don't know how you're making money on that, because I know I break a lot of shit, and I've already called him twice today. I'm like, hey, I need this and this. I broke this. And he's like, God damn. He's like, it's only been day one. He goes, all right, I'll send it out. But what's cool about this is what my struggle was when I used to put these motors on. I was like, well, what way did the prop spin? Here's what they even did for that. So if you look, the prop has a silver nut and then a black nut over here. So for somebody who doesn't know, it's color coordinated and the instructions are clear as day. So then you could just like figure out where the prop's going to go. So it's just so interesting design. Like I'm going to say this like this: if you've already flown FPV, you've been flying FPV for a while, this is not for you. Like this is not for somebody who's flying FPV currently. Like there's no reason why you would buy a Beagle drone if you've been flying FPV. Like if you're already building your own quads, this isn't for you. But if you're somebody who is curious about FPV, for instance, like you're genuinely curious about, you know, how to fly, or you're not really sure, then this would be for you. This would be for you. That's my thought process on that.
Right, because you can scratch that thing in with the warranty and keep getting replaced. How long is the warranty good for?
You know, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't ask him. I think it's good for a year. You can extend it. It's sort of similar to how DJI is doing their warranty. And right out of the box, it comes with a 3S battery, so it's very docile. So it's not like it's super fast right out of the box. But if you want to get the 4S battery for it, you can run 4S on these motors, which I did today. And you know, it's fast. It's fast, but it's very tame. Like it's smooth. I can't explain it. It's very smooth.
It's a great starter. When you're not going to go out, you know, once you learn the system,
you're going to get interesting shots without like breaking the bank. And then if you break something, then they're going to be able to send something out for you to fix it. So, you know, it's just good for like people that want to like learn. I think the instructions are really cool. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with. Like I know there's a lot of great content out there on how to build drones, but I think that again, the biggest thing that people have a struggle with is the fact that they have to solder. I know that was my biggest fear, was soldering. Now that I've done it so much, it's not easy, or it's not hard. It's not hard to solder now, but I was fearful of it when I first started. So that's what I would recommend. So yeah, $70 for the warranty, Daniel Porter said. It really is worth it. Like I really do. And I say it again. So this is the upgrade kit. They gave me this upgrade kit, which is pretty cool too. I'll check it out.
And he left.
I was looking for this. So this is the stealth upgrades. So this is obviously additional, but they sent this out with the kit for me. So when you get the stealth upgrades, it comes with a 4S battery. Now, of course, a 4S battery you can buy anywhere, right? This is a 1500 milliamp hour battery. It's 100C. It's a really small 1500 milliamp hour battery. Like this is small, which is crazy that they fit 1500 milliamps hours into this. But then the other thing that you get is the motors. So these are bigger motors. This is a 2750 kV motor. So this is 2750 kV. So that's the motor. But look at how the motors go together. Trying to get it to focus on the motor. This is why I need a ZV-1, right?
Yep.
Because the ZV-1 would focus on the freaking motor.
It's got that product showcase mode or whatever. Yeah,
product showcase mode. So that's how the motors go on. So you have these plugs, and that plugs into the motor. And this is the stealth motors, 2750 kV. So you're definitely going to get a lot more power there. 4S rated. And but like I love this. Like if I break a motor, I just unplug it and plug a new one in. Like it's crazy because I've smashed a couple of these stators, and then I just unplug it and then you plug it in. it's stupid easy.
It's crazy.
So again, I like the concept and the fact that I had a couple of suggestions for them, and they were really apt to hear things. And he's like, all right, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, I mean, they're a startup company, but I think they're doing things in the right fashion. They're really doing things the right way. So
It's cool.
Jake's got a ZV1 coming tomorrow. Son of a bitch.
Oh, that's right. He did say that. Yeah, I'm interested.
I'm gonna have to get one.
He's renting one.
Get one.
He's renting one.
Keeping up with the Sloans.
The Sloans.
Keeping up with the Sloans. That's what I feel it's going to be. It's going to be, instead of keeping up with the Joneses, it's keeping up with the Sloans. Oh, quit costing me money, Jake. You and Sidney costing me money, man. I bought the 24 millimeter 1.4 today, thanks to Paul.
You did?
Actually,
yeah.
I blame Terry for that. I blame Terry for that.
That was totally Terry's fault. Yeah.
That was very much Terry.
I mean, it
Warfield's
doesn't
fault.
help that I also told you that it's the best. It's my favorite lens for sure. I don't even own it, but
yeah. So I think we had a great show tonight, man. I think this was a good show. I'm really happy with the way everything came out. Got a couple of guests on the show. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back again next week. Like I said, we got Vu from NVU Films coming on the show. So be prepared. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things that are going to probably offend people. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
it's going to be good. He's a good guy.
So and another thing. Did you get that link that I was asking you about?
I did.
For Prosser's other channel? I
did.
Can you throw that in the chat for Prosser's other channel for FPT 404? Throw that in the channel. So check it out, guys. Before I close out, really quickly. So I'm wearing this Toilet Squad shirt. So this is, if you don't know who Front Page Tech is, recently their channel was hacked and deleted. So this has been a common problem that's been happening a lot with creators where people are hacking their channels, deleting it. They're running Bitcoin scams. So a good friend of mine, John Prosser, who runs Front Page Tech, not a processor. His channel was deleted. He lost basically everything, years and years of work. So he started up a secondary channel called FPT 404. So I would really appreciate if you guys just go over there and show them some love, because it sucks. He does this full time, and literally in a blink of his eye, everything was taken away. And YouTube is dragging their fucking asses on trying to fix it. So that's a scary thing to know, that your channel can be taken away from you in a blink of your eye, and YouTube won't do a damn thing about it. So if you could just go over to FPT 404 and just show them some love. He's got a thing going on. He's got the Toilet Squad shirts up there for sale. Just show him some love. Like, I hate to see that. It pains me because I know it can happen to anybody. Anybody can lose their channel in a blink of an eye. And the fact that YouTube won't do a damn thing about it pisses me off. So show Front Page Tech.
Similar thing happened to Max Yuri one time too.
Max's channel, same thing. Somebody stole his monetization, and they were claiming that there was illegal clicks going on, and YouTube was mum the word. So here's the problem: two-factor doesn't quite help the hacking, because what they were doing is so if you use two-factor authentication with your phone, they can bypass your phone. They'll SIM clone your phone, basically. So they take your phone number and they're able to still get into your account. So two-factor only goes so far. My recommendation, I think it was Brandon from This is Tech Today, recommended to use a Google Titan key. So I know we've taken security here, and I would recommend any creator to take additional security precautions and obviously read any emails that you're clicking on, because last thing you want to do is wake up one morning and find out all that countless hours and work is just gone in a blink of an eye. That just sucks. So I absolutely feel for him and Brian, because I know they put out some of the best freaking content on the market, and YouTube just doesn't give a shit. They see everybody on this platform as expendable, which is absolutely bullshit, because without us, they don't make any money. They don't make any money if nobody uploads. So That's it. I was just sort of wanting to close it out with that. So there you go. Ricky, how's it going, man? Guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. Producer Paul, thanks, man. You finally not all fuzzy and shit.
Right at the end.
Right at the end, you're crisp as a daisy. Maybe we should just let the stream buffer for an hour before I let you talk. Paul, I can't wait, man. I can't wait until next week, man. It's gonna
next week will be good. Show.
I'm excited.
If you guys want to see anybody specifically, you can just feel free to blow me up on Twitter. Blow me up on Twitter. Yes. I answer messages.
Paul, what is your Twitter handle to where they can recommend people?
At Feinberg Paul. If you can spell my name. My name is terrible to spell,
just
but
spell it in the chat, dude. You're the mayor of Feinberg. You're mayor of Feinberg. There you go. So if there's somebody you want to see on Drone Brews, you need to make sure you DM or at Paul, Mr. Feinberg Paul, or Paul Feinberg on Instagram. You give him the recommendations and he makes it happen. That's his job. That's what he's paid to do. Even though he's not really paid, it's imaginary right now. That's what his job is. You done, Paul?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Guys, stay original.
Stay original.
I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to. Yeah.
Next.
Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you,
Paul Feinberg. Fucking Paul Feinberg. Mr. Paul Feinberg. Blessed it anyways. All right. We're going to end this broadcast. 2-hour stream. Jesus.